Friends, welcome back in the series of lectures on amines and diazonium salts. In first lecture in this reference we have seen the general idea related to amines. In the second we have seen the methods of preparation of amines. Today we are going to deal with reactions of amines. So, 4 categories of reactions are expected from us. We are going to see these reactions. What is the scope? The scope is you must know the general idea about the reaction, its concept, a general example and explanation with the help of suitable example. So, the first reaction is carbyl-amine reaction. The basic question is what is carbyl-amine reaction? Carbyl-amine reaction is also known as Hofmann's isocyanide test. It is the second name. What is the purpose? It is the test for the detection of primary amines. So, carbyl-amine reaction is for primary amines. What is the reaction? In this reaction, the compound, that is the primary amine, is heated with alcoholic potassium hydroxide and chloroform. So, the reagents are alcoholic potassium hydroxide and chloroform. The primary amine is converted into isocyanide, which is carbyl-amine, having foul smelling substance. So, the possible questions are, what is carbyl-amine reaction? It is for primary amines. What are the reagents along with primary amine? The reagents are potassium hydroxide and chloroform. So, what is the final product? The final product is isocyanide, and isocyanide also is known as carbyl-amine. So, in this way whenever you learn, you try to convert the information into questions. So, this is the general reaction. You have primary amine aniline, this is chloroform CHCl3, this is thrice KOH, that is alcohol, potassium hydroxide. When these three are heated together, we get carbyl-amine, that is the corresponding product which we say is isocyanide. Okay. So, it is having NC group in the structure. Then let us come to the second reaction. So, it is Schotten-Baumann reaction. What is the concept or what is the Schotten-Baumann reaction? Schotten-Baumann reaction refers to the method of chemically synthesizing amides from acyl chlorides. In earlier reaction we have seen isocyanide was the product. In this case the product is amide. So, it is the method of chemically synthesizing amides from acyl chlorides and amines, primary or secondary amines. So, first reaction was for primary amines, this reaction is for primary and secondary amines. This reaction is named after the German chemist Karl Schotten and Eugen Baumann, who discovered the method of synthesizing amides. So, amine into amide is the change. In the first case it was into isocyanide. So, let us see about these two scientists, Schotten-Baumann reaction. So, Karl Schotten was a German chemist who together with Eugen Baumann, who was also German, discovered the Schotten-Baumann reaction. It is named after them, it is the name reaction. What is the general reaction? The general reaction is you have primary amine like aniline. This is benzoyl chloride, that is acyl chloride. In general it is aryl chloride, that is benzoyl chloride. In presence of alkaline medium you get benzoyl aniline, and this is the amido group, CONH group. So, we convert this amine into this amide group. So, amine to amide conversion is possible in this reaction. This is actually explaining the mechanism. So, you have lone pair, that lone pair attacks over the carbon of COCl group, and finally you get N-phenyl benzamide. So, actually you are not expected to learn the mechanism. With aliphatic say secondary amine or NH, you have this possible reaction. The possible reaction is RCOCl acid chloride, and you have this NH secondary amino group, you have R1 R2 in this particular case. So, we get an amide once again. Okay. So, R dash are the substituents. Then we are going to learn some reactions of aniline. So, before that let us consider the idea related to aniline. Aniline was first isolated in 1826 by Otto Uherberden by destructive distillation of indigo. He called it crystalline, the initial name was crystalline. In 1836, Friedleb Runge isolated the substance from coal tar that turned a beautiful blue color when treated with chloride of lime. So, actually this is historical review, you are not expected to learn this for examination. Then we are going to see electrophilic substitution reactions of aniline. We are going to learn this type of reaction, electrophilic substitution, with special reference to aniline. An electrophile refers to an electron seeking species, means it is electron deficient and it has attraction towards electrons. So, electrophile refers to an electron seeking species, that is which is electron deficient in nature. Electrophilic substitution reactions refer to the reaction in which an electrophile substitutes another electrophile in an organic compound. It is substitution and the substitution is of electrophile for another electrophile. Aniline undergoes these usual electrophilic substitution reactions such as halogenation, nitration and sulfonation. Only these are expected as per our syllabus. Now, what are these electrophilic substitution reactions? In 1890, Henry Armstrong proposed what amounts to close to the modern mechanism for process we now know as aromatic electrophilic substitution. So, it was in 1890 Henry Armstrong proposed something was closer to electrophilic substitution reactions of aniline. Who was Henry Edward Armstrong? He was a British chemist. He was active in many areas of scientific research such as chemistry of naphthalene and derivative. He is remembered today largely for his ideas and work on teaching of science. He was a great teacher of chemistry and Armstrong's acid is named after him. So, what is that Armstrong's acid? This is photograph of Armstrong and this is Armstrong's acid, which is naphthalene sulfonic acid, sulfonyl derivative of naphthalene. Now, let us consider the general orientation of electrophilic substitution reactions of aniline. Before going into particular reaction, we must have general idea related to the orientation, that is in which direction and at which positions the reactions are taking place. The functional group NH2 associated with aniline is an electron donating group, hence it is very activating towards the electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay. Due to the various resonating structures, there is an excess of electrons or negative charge over the ortho and para positions of benzene ring than the meta position. So, various resonating forms explain the same, that is the electron density or electrons donated by NH2 group, they increase the electron density at ortho and para positions, and therefore, aniline is ortho and para directing towards electrophilic substitution reactions. So, we will see the general idea once again. The justification is that amino group of aniline is strongly activating and ortho para directing by resonance. Then such activating groups donate those unshared electrons to the pi system, creating a negative charge on the ortho and para positions. We will see the structures. These positions are thus the most reactive towards an electron poor electrophile, that is electron deficient electrophile. The highest electron density is located on both ortho and para positions. So, the nitrogen of aniline is releasing electrons towards the benzene ring. In other words, the nitrogen of aniline acts as electron donating group. Because it is a nitrogen atom, there is a force that attracts electrons through the inductive effect, As compared to inductive effect, the effect of the delocalization of electrons due to resonance in such case is much stronger. As a result, the amino group on the benzene ring becomes electron donating group. So, these are the explanations for the orientation. Let us see the structural explanation for orientation. So, this is your NH2 group, it has lone pair of electrons. The lone pair of electrons is shifted and after shifting we get resonating structures, and in these resonating structures we will find that the ortho carbon has a negative charge, the para carbon has a negative charge, the second ortho carbon has a negative charge, and finally one more structure, last structure will be like this again. So, these structures show that electron density at ortho and para positions is higher. So, by considering the stability of the intermediate formed by the attack of electrophile, you can have explanation by considering these various resonating structures. Of course, it is not essential to remember these, you just go through these structures and remember the orientation. These are the structural explanations with reference to the intermediates. Okay. So, nitration of aniline, first reaction we will see. In this case, nitration of aniline yields mixture of products of nitro derivatives. So, we get various products. In the strongly acidic medium, aniline is protonated to form anilinium ion, which is metadirecting. Actually, in general we have seen that ortho and para products are there, but in case of nitration we get meta product also. This is because of in acidic medium aniline is protonated to form anilinium ion, which is metadirecting. That is why besides the ortho and para derivatives, a significant amount of meta derivative is obtained during nitration. So, see the reaction of nitration. This is aniline. Nitration is carried out by using nitric acid and sulfuric acid at 288 Kelvin. We get 51% para nitro product. So, as expected, because it is para directing. Then we get ortho product, which is having very low percentage, and we get 47% product, which is meta. The reason for meta product, we have seen that in strongly acidic medium aniline is protonated to form anilinium ion, which is metadirecting. Okay. Therefore, besides ortho and para derivative, significant amount of meta derivative is also obtained. There is another alternative method. So, if you are interested only in getting para product, then you protect this NH2 group by acetylation. Acetic anhydride in pyridine gives you acetanilide, and this protected NH2 group in the form of anilide, now it gives you para nitroacetanilide, and this on hydrolysis further gives para nitroaniline as the final product. So, by protecting the NH2 group by acetylation with acetic anhydride, the nitration reaction can be controlled, and then para product is obtained as the major product. So, these are the reactions. So, protection of this NH2 group, we get that particular protected NHCO CH3 group, then we get a small amount of nitration at ortho position and major product at para position. Second reaction, bromination. So, bromination is substitution by bromine. In general electrophilic substitution reactions, you have seen the mechanisms also. In case of aniline, bromine in HBr, we get 2,4,6 tribromoaniline as the product. Aniline plus thrice Br2 gives 2,4,6 tribromoaniline and thrice HBr as the byproduct. So, the reaction is again taking place in this manner. As we have seen, there are ortho para electron rich centers, and therefore, we get one product at ortho, other product at para, but finally, when the bromination is continued with excess bromine, we get 2,4,6 tribromoaniline as the product. Again, like nitration, if you are interested in getting a specific product, then you can protect this NH2 by acetylation, then this acetyl derivative is further brominated, you can have orthobromo derivative and parabromo derivative. Last reaction is sulfonation. Sulfonation is carried out by using sulfuric acid. So, aniline when treated with sulfuric acid, we get that particular sulfuric acid salt, and it is further converted into sulfonylic acid. You have seen here it is the trion structure given, that is this SO3H gets converted into SO3 minus and NH2 into NH3 plus. So, in this way it is converted into sulfonylic acid. So, friends, you go through these reactions carefully, convert every information into MCQ, try to remember the reactants, try to remember the products, try to remember the specific situations in every reaction. So, with this we have finished the concept of reactions of amines. First lecture was general idea related to amines, second lecture was preparation of amines, and this third lecture is related to reactions of amines. So, with this we have completed the first part of the topic amines. The second part is chemistry of diazonium salts, which we will continue next time. Thank you.